Okay, let's go. Oh. Ooh, yes. Whew. Up. Ooh. What's the best rep range for lateral raises? After you've seen me just do 2 sets of very similar reps, I'll log it in my log on my forum sometimes and be like 10, 10, 10. And people will be like, why are you doing 3 sets of 10? I thought you trained with a top set and back off style. And then the thing is, it's like, top set and back off doesn't apply to everything. Sometimes I don't train with just a top set and a back off. Sometimes I do a heavy set and 2 light sets. Sometimes I do a light set and then a heavy set. So I think we need to maybe remove this just attachment to like, okay, everyone in the UK that trains hard trains with top set and back off. They might utilize it sometimes. They don't utilize it on every single movement. Okay, so lateral. Again, I personally think that failing in the 8 to 12 rep range is probably going to be the best place for most movements. The reason behind that, especially like isolations, the reason behind that is it's not too high to the point where you fail because you're too pumped, and it's not too low to the point where you're not really producing enough mechanical tension, or the load is too hard to drive blood flow enough to get that mind-muscle connection you want out of a set. So I'm not saying that 8 to 12 rep range is the only thing you should ever do, because that's not the only thing I ever do. But on things like this, probably 8 to 12 reps across your 3 or 4 sets, whatever you pick, is probably a smart solution. If you get better connections and better blood flow with like a 15 to 20, you enjoy them, go for it. But I do think that people perhaps give in on 15 to 20 or 20 plus when it gets really hard because of the pain from the pump, right? Whereas 8 to 12, you know you're going to do at least 2 or 3 reps that will physically really slow down. You would have seen on my last few reps there, really slow reps where we're creating the most mechanical tension, and that is going to give you the best outcomes for overall growth. Here's a huge tip for machine presses. A lot of machines, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone say this before, but a lot of machines have freedom in the handles, freedom in the lever arm, right? So, just like a deadlift bar has slack, this has freedom. So, if you don't take that freedom out of the press, where do you think all your force production is going as you're trying to press that first rep up? You've still got that to cover before you've actually got into the press. So when you're getting locked in, actually make sure that you are against the weight that's going to be moving, not just going from completely slack into the actual movement that the bar has or the handle has. It's a huge key. It's familiar on so many presses, but this one in particular has a huge, it might not look that much on the camera, but it has a huge bit of freedom in it that you have to give through or give out before you start pressing. Hold on. Ooh. Woo. So this session is the worst for getting in steps because I've walked approximately 3 steps to come to the second movement, which is the Cybex chest press. So this piece I really like. Obviously it's got the free moving handles, which I thought I hated at first, but now I actually quite like that because it allows you to kind of dictate your arm path a little bit more, and it also forces you to stabilize the handle. And that's what I thought I didn't like about it, but because it does that, you actually have to get tighter. You have to get more locked in. If you're not, it chews you up and spits you out really easily. So it's quite nice in that sense. It almost feels a bit more like almost a free moving machine in a way, whereas compared to like a fixed path of that press with those handles. So yeah, a couple of warm-ups here because it's our first kind of direct chest movement, and then we'll go into, again, a top set and a back off set. Yep. Oh.